Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Hey guys, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank. So, Ducktales has a comic, and we knew by default I was going to read it. I don't know who thought I wasn't, but this was the first time in a long time I'd gotten a single issue. Yeah, usually I just read digitally, and then I will collect an omnibus. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, I got one of the variants. Nice, nice, nice. But we're not here to talk about that, the variants. We're here to talk about the book itself. Produced by Dynamite and written by Brandon Montclair with art, I believe that's Tommaso Ronda. I hope I said that right. So this book is actually about 3 issues in. Fourth one should be out if this comes out Monday. If it comes out by the time I plan to, that means the next issue will be out in the next couple days, actually. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, to be clear, this is not the first time we've had a DuckTales comic. This is probably, to my knowledge, the third iteration. There's the DuckTales set in more the original 87 cartoon, which I actually did enjoy. I've been trying to find those so I can talk about them more, but whatever. And then, of course, there was one put out for DuckTales 2017. That was just no, no, no. Um, Less said about that, the better for the most part. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but there's a lot of mystery and inconsistencies because it's really about Della, but it's early season one DuckTales, so we know next to nothing about Della for the most part. And now we have this one. This one is set clearly in the 87 continuity, but there's a slight problem with it. First of all, I want to talk about the good. The art is, I think, hilarious. Like, it's good, fun art. Rondo, I think, does a great job with this sort of new look for them. Like, the face is a bit more dynamic, a bit more casual. It's nice to see the 87 costumes look here, especially a bit more of the 87 design feel to it. I do like it. I like how this book looks. The problem for me is, well, this story. This sort of feels like a kid's book, and I know. It's DuckTales. The literal rating for DuckTales when it came on TV was 7 up. All right, so sure, it's a kid's comic book. All right, I didn't know that going in, and what I mean by that is, like I said when we did the best books of 2024, I'm not asking everybody to be decapitated here. Um, I want D17 tone, but with 87 story, and I don't think those two things are inconsistent or incompatible with each other. Far from it. I've seen plenty of mature, vague word, really, um, Disney products, all right? For Disney Toons, that's pretty much what Don Rose's Scrooge is, all right? It's a bit older, a bit more playing with the formula, a bit, hey, let's explore these characters, all right? Give them some intimate moments. This feels like a soft reboot for the series. All right. The first issue, for example, is the boys want to go on an adventure, and Scrooge, like, the best adventure is in, well, Duckburg, and I do like how Duckburg is set up to be like a very easily accessible hub world, like the money bin, the prison, further down's McDuck Manor. It's kind of it. Well, the first issue is, Scrooge like, I'm gonna take you boys on an adventure because they want an adventure, and they're like, well, Duckburg is an adventure. I'm like, okay. And there's some fun bits about Scrooge and his stories, talking about the adventures that the boys want to go on. But he's sort of convinced, like, no, it's all in Duckburg. It's all in Duckburg. And I don't like these covers. Like, he doesn't actually like the cover, but nothing. Like, this is a short. It's like I think, what, like 2-3 pages? A 2-3 page story here. Was not interested. The whole first 3 issues is pretty much a journey through Duckburg. And we're not really getting a lot of, hey, here's Duckburg as a character, here's Duckburg as, its own special place. Granted, the Scrooge-orama Dome is really great because Scrooge has like has a moment he wants to speak to the manager, but no, I'd ask to speak to the manager, but since that's technically me, let's just skip to the part where I get you to do your job. All right. I did like I find this story, this book, more funny than I do. Oh, this is exactly what I want. Which to me, I want those adventures. I want, the Beagle Boys being a proper threat. But here, everything feels like, again, we've reset everything. We've put the characters back to their sort of early days. In other words, Huey, Dewey, and Louie sort of see their uncle as like he's a great adventurer, but we haven't been on any adventures yet. Like, I don't quite like that. I've much preferred a continuation, even if that means I get Gizmo Duck. I do have to do a video on Gizmo Duck at some point, don't I? But anyway, well, there's some fun little references to the '87 Ducktales, which I'm not sure if was intentional or not. Like Scrooge being in prison, that was Duckman of Alcatraz. This new dynamic for Scrooge and Glumgold, which is more, it's less businessman antagonistic, but these shorts really are for comedic purposes, which I do love. I personally would be happy if we just got more of these. I do love them. But again, I think the art does a great job. The fact that everyone seems a bit dumbed down that isn't Scrooge, I don't particularly like. Ma Beagle seems to be a bit easily duped. Like Huey, Dewey, and Louie should not be able to dupe Ma Beagle. All right, it just shouldn't be a thing. It just should not be a thing. Duping the Beagle Boys, almost the same in a lot of ways. But ultimately, 3 issues into this, and it's not badly written, it's just not for me. So I'm not quite sure what I want from this. 3 issues in, I've sort of realized this is a fun book, but not a book I want to read or pay to read every month. All right, I'd rather get a trade at some point and just go through it all at once. And hey, if it picks up somewhere along the line, I'll be excited. This to me feels a lot like Dynamite's Darkwing Duck. All right, why can we only presume that we can only push characters and have a bit more of a complex story in Gargoyles? Like you can have a complex story in Darkwing Duck, you have a complex story in Ducktales, and again, if I'm not the target audience, that is my problem, and I will gladly see myself out and just look in occasionally and go from there. All right, that's whatever. So anyway, with that in mind, which brings to a close here, have you guys read Dynamite? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What am I missing here? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll catch you all later. This is Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.